This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, the West Indian Head Huntress, Joseline Navarro, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., alongside Scooter Dust.
You see, the thing about having attention deficit... Ooh, kitty!
And it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Chocolate Goddess, the West Indian Head Hunter, Joseline Navarro!
Hello, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Well, good. Could you tell us what you got coming up, event-wise?
What do I have coming up? I have a show in Indiana on November 18th. It's for Charlie Crew's birthday. It's called Birds of Prey. Then I have Hell on Earth 17 at AIW. That's in Cleveland, Ohio. We're pulling out all the stops. It's one of our bigger shows of the year. Matt Cardona's going to be there. Some other surprises. And then, I'm going back out of the country. I'm going to wrestle in Canada again in December. And I got a lot of stuff coming up. Like, it's so much stuff coming up.
You keep been busy.
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, shout out to Charlie Crew. We just interviewed her a couple weeks ago.
I love her. She's such a sweet girl.
Oh, she's awesome. Love Charlie. And to Matt Cardona, hashtag Major Pachino. Can you tell us where we can find you on social media and merchandise?
Of course. So on Twitter, you can find me at Jos_E_Navarro. On Instagram is Joseline__Navarro. You can add me on Facebook. And then my merchandise store, you can get it. You can find, I have a link on Twitter, I believe, to my store. I'm going to start my website soon, so everybody can just come to my website and whatnot. But that's some things going on here.
Okay, and you don't even have to go looking for those links. All of them will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox for anybody. Just simply click the link, you will be there. Alright, let's get into it. You work for AIW. Can you tell us about your relationship with that company?
Yes, I am the second female to ever graduate from AIW, with the first being Britt Baker. It's my home promotion. I'm also an assistant trainer there now. But I obviously still train. We've had a lot of people come through there. We have great trainers there. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae was the trainers there. Now it's Dominic Guarini and Josh Prohibition. AIW is like the premier company in Ohio. Everybody wants to wrestle for AIW. Like, no matter where you go, somebody wants to wrestle for AIW. I feel like we pound for pound have the best roster on the independent scene, and I put our roster up against anybody. It's my home. I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the locker room. I just love everything about it.
I mean, Britt Baker, Johnny Gargano, and Candice LeRae. That's some really good company to be associated with now.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Scooter.
Yes. Can you tell us? First thing, something we love here on Wrestling With is when our guests go the extra mile and get involved in causes outside of the ring, or at least doing something that benefits a cause inside a ring. Can you tell us about Wrestling for Wyatt?
Oh yeah, okay. Wrestling for Wyatt, that one of the members of DTA, Aaron Orion, his son had I cannot remember what type of cancer it was, but he had cancer, and I'm really good friends with everybody in DTA. I've known everybody in DTA for a long time, and then obviously my fiance is also in DTA. But I've known them all for a long time. So when Aaron said that they were doing a benefit show for his son, I absolutely jumped on it because I love Aaron. He's always been a sweet person to me. I love to watch him wrestle. So that was just something that he didn't even have to ask me to be a part of it. Like I was absolutely, I wanted to be a part of it. So.
Oh, all right. I love it. Absolutely love it. James.
Yeah, you won the DPW Women's title against Jody Threat. Can you tell us about winning that title and from one of the more well-known independent names and probably the most hard-hitting?
Jody is a great wrestler. I love wrestling her. She's very fun to wrestle. It was great to for a company to believe in me, for me to be their champion and put me at the top of their women's division. Again, Jody's a great competitor. I would love to wrestle her again, and winning it in front of that crowd at the time, like they were very rowdy, very, very frenzy, very into the match. So it was great to be able to win in front of them as well.
All right, Scooter.
Yes.
Don't forget the Burger King question.
I'm gonna Burger King your face.
I said for Whataburger.
Now, you got a call to be part of one of Monday Night Raw's most entertaining stories in recent history. What went through your mind in going into that, and who gets the kudos for suggesting you, along with Katie and Kayla, and essentially putting you even more on the WWE's radar?
I think it was Ben Boone. Ben Boone hit me up and was like, "Hey, are you busy this day? Um, they need another female worker." So I was actually in Florida wrestling on a show called Reefer Mania when he hit me up. So it was like I landed like after that trip, I landed home and like he met up with me like 2 hours later, and we drove to Buffalo. But so shout out to Ben Boone for that. The wedding though, first of all, it's always great to be backstage at like a major company because you always get to see and view how they do things so much differently than like like any independent companies or whatnot.
Right.
But doing the wedding was great. Our truth is hilarious. So going over the wedding segment, like during like the practice of it was a great time. I loved it, and just being part of something so entertaining like that was definitely one of my favorite moments in wrestling.
Were you able to kind of take in that moment?
yeah, because it was just like, wow, I'm out here in front of all these people, and we all get to share this big moment on worldwide TV. Like, it's like we all know that wrestling weddings are never going to end how a normal wedding is supposed to end. So to be able to see how each wrestling wedding plays out, it's always something that you want to see within itself. But that one in particular, it was so fun to be a part of. And then Sasha and Naomi, they weren't even supposed to be out there, but like last second, they were just like, "Oh, can we join the wedding? Can we join the wedding?" So like they weren't even supposed to be out there, so it was cool for them to just jump in with us at the last minute.
That is really awesome.
Yes.
Because, obviously, they were part of Team Bad with Tamina.
Right.
Speaking of somebody that was also a part of that wedding, Katie Arquette. Can you tell us about your relationship with Katie? Because it does seem like you have a great rivalry with her that kind of culminated into a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah. I've known Katie for about 5 years now. She's in the Pittsburgh area. I'm in the Cleveland, area, and a lot of Pittsburgh and Cleveland areas. I mean, wrestlers go back and forth between the areas,
Yeah.
So we all know each other's scenes pretty well. Yeah, we had a rivalry at AIW. I started in March, ended in July. We had a no disqualification match in June, and then the 2 out of 3 falls in July. It was a great rivalry. Some people say it's one of the best rivalries that they've seen. We're both very hard hitting, and we put on some great matches and stuff. Yeah, so I know her pretty well. We got to know each other really well over the past few months. So
Okay. Scooter, you have a question.
Yes. Now, you've spent a lot of time in OVW, and for anybody who is a more recent wrestling fan will know that OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, spent a long time as WWE's developmental territory. But you were a part of OVW after, long after their developmental relationship with WWE had ended. What was the atmosphere like in the OVW locker room for you during that specific time?
I was welcomed into the OVW locker room with open arms. Me and Isaiah started going down there together. I already knew a nice amount of the ladies that are at OVW because a lot of them are from Ohio and Kentucky and that Indiana area. So I knew pretty much most of them already, with a few coming in that I never met before or whatnot. But it was definitely fun. I met Maserati from Vegas at OVW, and we've had some pretty solid matches with each other. She's one of my favorite people to wrestle, so OVW brought me that. But they started going in a direction that I wasn't comfortable going in, so that's why I had to, depart from OVW. Hopefully some things change, and maybe I'll return in the future. They want me to come back, but right now it's just I'm not really looking to go back to OVW.
Oh, all right. James.
Yes. You were a part of PWI's top 500 list. You were 492, and you were just recently on the top 150 women, 144. What does it kind of mean to you to be on, the list of not just the women, but overall all the wrestlers, and then obviously being ranked in the top 50, 150 women as well.
It was an honor really to be ranked amongst the best wrestlers in the world, and all genders. I wrestle a lot of guys, so it's nice for me to get recognized on that list as well. I feel like I'm an intergender specialist. So it was really nice to be on that list, and then to be on the women's list as well was awesome too, because it's like I'm finally starting to get the recognition I feel like I've been deserved. But it's nice to finally start really getting the recognition now. And next year I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be higher on both lists. So, but it was nice. It was definitely nice to see my name and for me to get recognized.
Is there a specific number you're aiming for in both lists?
I need number one on everything, like.
And that's the correct answer. Right, Scooter, you have a question.
Yes. Now, what exactly would you say is your beef with Detroit? And does it have anything to do with the long-standing feud between Detroit and, I was going to say just Cleveland, but it's basically Detroit versus the whole state of Ohio at this point?
Well, I hate the whole state of Michigan, because I am a Buckeyes. I'm a Buckeyes girl, so I hate everything about Michigan. But unfortunately, my fiance is from Detroit, so I give Detroit extra hate. I hate them a little extra, so. So that's my hate with Detroit. Like, I used to hate the whole state the same, but I hate them a little extra now.
And Isaiah's from literally the 313 around where 8 Mile is.
Yeah, but he from 7 Mile. He right in the heart there.
Wow.
That being
All
said,
right.
what are kind of the advantages and disadvantages of having your significant other in the same profession as yourself?
Okay, so it's actually really fun to be with a wrestler, because we understand each other's hardships, we understand all the good, we understand all the bad, with obviously some differences in being a male and a female wrestler. But it's definitely dope to have someone that I can just be like, hey, let me try this on you, then just grab them in a headlock, and they're all right with it, So, or like we'll be out, like, for example, like one time we were on vacation and we had went bowling while we were on vacation, and then we just started going over moves and stuff. Like, people was looking at us crazy, but it was normal for us, because like we both wrestlers. But like, and then we get to travel together a lot because we do a lot of the same shows and stuff now. So that's dope. But some disadvantages of dating a wrestler, it gets frustrating dating a coworker. Like, and I just feel like that's what, like, any job. Like, sometimes I get frustrated dating a coworker, and especially if like y'all got into like an argument or something before the show. So now you want space, but you can't get space because they here too, and it's just like, oh my god. But but it's way more pros than cons of dating a wrestler.
That's awesome. And when is the big day?
I don't know yet. We still figuring that out.
Okay, to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
can you tell us about your staple mates in 40 Acres, AJ Gray, PP Smooth, and Trey Lamar? And what's a pet peeve about those three people that you just don't understand?
Okay, so I've known PB since I started wrestling. Me and him have been friends for a long time. He's obviously, the giant. He's 6'9".
You can't teach that.
Yeah. And me and him tagged with each other all the time. So he's a great tag partner. He has a lot of creative ideas. He's fun to be around. I love PB. AJ AJ is definitely he was, before I became part of the group, like he was definitely like the live wire in the group. He's the fiery one. Everybody liked AJ though. AJ was dope. He just continues to get better, and he's trying to take back his narrative in wrestling. I'm very proud of AJ. I'm proud of PB too, but I'm proud of AJ for not letting things like completely destroy him and whatnot. And then the same with Trey. He's an excellent wrestler. Great dude. Just everybody in 40 Acres was just so good. It's so entertaining. Everybody had their own different dynamics. Had their own wrestling styles, and that made us the group that we were. So I'm very proud of all of them. I would like to wrestle them all one-on-one though. So
Interesting. You're in staple competition.
yeah.
All right, Scoodle.
Now, you had a incredible match with Thunder Rosa, and if you're looking at it from more than a wrestling perspective, you're seeing essentially, I don't want to say a fight between two heritages, but it's essentially two heritages coming together in terms of you both representing your culture. How important was that specific match against Thunder Rosa in representing your culture, and do you believe the idea of truly being proud of your heritage came through in that match?
Yes. It was that match was like everything I had worked for that year. Actually, when they told me that I had the match, I was just like, that's funny. Yeah, y'all don't have to joke with me like that. Who's really my opponent for this show? And then they're like, no, we're serious. I'm like, okay. And then they put the poster out, and I was like, oh wow, maybe they wasn't lying. And then they put the match card out, and it was me versus her. I was like, oh, they really wasn't playing, okay. So it was, oh man, it was so great. Standing toe to toe with her, talking to her after the match, getting some knowledge and stuff. It was such a great experience, and the culture clash thing. It's Mexico and Jamaica is not popular. Well, I take that back. Mexico is popular for independent wrestling, but Jamaica isn't. Like we're popular for like soccer and track and field and stuff. So for me to for the Jamaicans to come into wrestling and we're standing our ground pretty good. So it was I appreciated every moment every opportunity that AIW has given me, and a lot of faith that they have put in me, and it earned me a spot on her Mission Pro show. last month. You know, she runs a promotion down in San Antonio, so it got me, you know, a spot on her shows, and you know they want me to come back and stuff. So it was a ripple effect of rewards for having that match and performing well in that match.
What it kind of mean to you to get that seal of approval from Rosa after the match?
Oh man, it was great because it was just like I've been working so hard, you know, and I mean I still feel underrated, but at that time I'm like I've been working so hard, I've been fighting so hard, and you know to get that match, and then for her to, because they didn't ask her to do that, you know, she didn't have to do that, so for her to grab the mic and you know that she feel like I'm part of the future, you know, that was dope. It was great. I was so happy that, you know, I went to the back. My people hugged me and all that. Uh, my peers were proud of me and stuff. So all that was dope. It just made the experience that much sweeter.
And that's not the first time you wrestled Rosa. You wrestled her in a tag team match with Ruby Soho on AEW Dark.
Yeah.
What was that experience like being on, you know, obviously you were part of WWE and now AEW as well.
It was my first time doing it, and I was able to do it here in Cleveland. So it was it was crazy. It's like I had my college graduation in that building. So
wow.
for me to come back around and to work for AEW in that building, like that was that was a pretty cool full circle moment for me. So to be able to do that there, it was dope because, you know, Thunder remembered me. She was excited to see me and stuff. And then Ruby Soho used to be a fixture in the AIW women's division. So it was just like the matches it felt like although it was quick, it felt like hey, this is a family type match. Like we're all a family. We're all connected in some way. So it was pretty dope, really.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Is there anybody like coming up after the match or backstage from AEW, like talking to you, giving you advice, etc.?
Well, I know a decent amount of people at AEW from, you know, all of us being on the independent circle. So, you know, a few of them came up to me and was like, hey, you know, that's pretty cool to watch you, blah, blah, blah. Some of them, some of the people that were back there are also, you know, people at AIW. So, you know, talk to them and stuff. You know, Dustin Rhodes came and talked to us about the match and stuff. It was cool, you know.
Alright. Scooter, you have a question.
Yes. Where do you attribute your more entertaining side coming out in matches?
I think I'm much more entertaining when I'm a heel. Like, I'm entertaining when I'm a face because I do flashy moves and, you know, I keep the crowd in. I mean, I keep the crowd into it either way. But when I'm a heel, you know, I can just really act a fool. Like it's just a complete difference. Like when I'm a heel, I throw temper tantrums mid match. You know, one time I threw a flag. I threw a yellow bandana, and I was like, "That's a penalty, 15 yards on the ref." You know, like, like when I'm a heel, I can be a creative asshole. You know, like I mean, you can be creative as a face, but making a fool out of yourself is so much more fun for me. So, I definitely take, like, I'm more of an entertainer when I'm a heel, you know.
All right. Then there's a little small question here. You're a fan of piercings, and you had swallowed a tongue piercing during a match. I'm sure there's a story behind that.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Okay. So I took. What did I take? I want to say I took like a German suplex or something, and I didn't know that like my ring was loose. So I took it, landed, and I rolled over because usually when I take like a German suplex, I bam, I take it, and then I roll like completely over, like roll over my head or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it and rolled, and it just I just swallowed it all, and I was like, oh man, I just swallowed my ring. I was trying to cough it up, and people thought I was like being funny, and that's the one thing about being a heel. Like when you really hurt, like the ref or like people think you're just joking, but like you serious.
Yeah.
So like I swallowed the ring, and I'm like, the ref like, you okay? I like, no, I swallowed my tongue ring, and then people's laughing, and then they're like, it's being silly. I'm like, no, ref, like I'm serious. It was the same thing as like the one time I broke my hand during the match, and I told the ref I broke my hand. She thought I was kidding, and I'm just like, well, I played this a little too good because they don't think I'm serious, but yeah.
So what was this, an actual ring or was it a barbell?
It was the barbell. Yeah.
I was about to say if you swallow the ring, and swallowing is not the problem. The problem is if it's a ring and it ends up coming out as a barbell. That's the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was definitely a barbell, and it coming out just because it's not supposed to be there, so that was rough, So
Yeah, I could definitely imagine.
All right.
Right. Can you tell us about being a part of the world's largest battle royal?
yeah, okay. Wow, I don't remember what year we did that, but
2019. How was it?
19. Oh yeah, you might be right. You're probably right. Yeah. It was like it was so many wrestlers there. It took them all year to plan it. We had 3 rings.
September 2018.
Yeah.
2018. Okay. Yeah, we had 3 rings. We were in this little dusty building in West Virginia. It was just so many people, so many moving parts, and I was glad to get it over it. I was just in and out. I'm like, I just want to be part of it. Like, I don't want to be in here like fighting for my life, So, so I was just in and out of it, and then I went about my business. It was pretty cool though to see all those people wanting to be a part of this world record. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, I can imagine with as many. I didn't even try to attempt to count how many people in that match.
Yeah.
But were you saying something?
No, go ahead.
So I imagine, I can't imagine how you would go about, doing it. How somebody puts that together. I imagine it was very clustery is a good word for it.
No, for sure. One day someone was like, "Hey, I just want to go for a world record, for the biggest battle royal ever." And then, like, he was just kidding, but like people kept messaging him like, "Oh, I'll do it." And then it turned into a real thing, and I'm sure it was horrible planning it, but it wasn't my job.
Yeah, somebody's wallet was aching after that.
I think there were more people in the battle royal than there were in the entire state of West Virginia.
Yeah, it had to be. It was definitely more people than teeth that they have. You know.
Alright, that brings us to our next segment. Joseline Navarro's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes through savvy roads and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh man. Let me think. Oh, okay. Alright, this is a scary one.
Alright, cool.
So we were at the border. This is my very first wrestling road trip. And we were at the border of Canada. Well, it was me, Jackson Stone, and another person. And they were asking us where we live, you know. So I was like, oh, Cleveland. And then they asked Jackson Stone. And at the time, he was living in Tiffin, but his passport, you know, said Detroit. So he was like, oh, I live in Tiffin, Ohio. And they looked at him, and they looked back at his passport, and they were like, oh, okay, you guys pull on over there.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh, man. I was like, oh. Damn, we got pulled over. That's crazy. And then the guy was like, yeah, we're just going to check your car. Y'all don't have any drugs or any weapons in here, do you? And I was like, no, we don't. And then the other person that we were with, he was like, oh, my God, I got some medical marijuana. And I was like, oh, my God, we going to jail. Hey, they about to take our passports. We about to be locked up abroad. And so we sitting in the little passport. We sitting in the little what is it? What's it called? I can't remember what the building is called, but we just sitting there nervous because they got the blue gloves. It's like 3 of them. They go up through our car and stuff. And then they come back and they're like, all right, y'all good to go. And I was like, whew. I was getting my one phone call ready. But well, we made it out of there. So.
George, what did he hide it that they didn't find it?
You know what? I don't know, but I was like, man, I'm never coming back to Canada with you again. So,
it's the disappearing tongue ring all over again. No,
Okay, Scooter, you have a question.
Yes, and I think it's time to get into the colossal question. Now, this, of course, is hypothetical, but
it's definitely happening.
But it's definitely happening. Coming soon in phase 14 of the MCU, maybe. But let's say that they are making Joseline Navarro wrestling career blockbuster biopic. And every good blockbuster film has a blockbuster soundtrack to go along with it. What would be 3 to 5 songs on the Joseline Navarro wrestling career movie soundtrack?
Oh man. Okay. Oh wow. This is a really good question. I got so many songs in my head. Okay. The first one would be "Move, Bitch" by Ludacris.
That's one.
That's like my lifetime song. Like that has to be the intro to the. That has to be the first song on the soundtrack. It has to be the intro to the movie. All that. Like that's number one right there. Oh man. What's another one? I Don't Like Remix by Chief Keef and some other artists. That has to be on there also because that's how I feel every day as well. Who Am I by Beanie Man because I'm Caribbean and obviously, Beanie Man would be on there. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs also. I don't know what else will be. Freedom by Beyonce, that would be on there. Because I just live life the way I want to, and I feel like that's part of the freedom, And then I don't know. I guess it's a lot of. The number 5 is really interchangeable. I'm not sure what the last one of that one would be. I don't know.
You could just accept the 4, I think.
Yeah.
And you have a solid 4 picks right there. Do you lock it in?
You know what? I take that back. Let me add number 5. Number 5 will be Duck If You Buck. That would be number 5. There we go.
Now we got
lock
5
that in.
solid picks. Well, do you lock it in?
Yes.
Alright, we'll lock in.
All right. And you can listen to all these songs in the soon to be curated playlist, Volume 1, the Wrestling with Blockbuster soundtracks on Spotify. More to come about that in the near future. Now that we've got the soundtrack out of the way, now we have to move into casting. Who would play Joseline Navarro in the Joseline Navarro wrestling career movie? And you cannot say yourself because you are obliged to do a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Oh man. It's a few girls that I would love to play me. Keke Palmer would be one of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think she would be great. Another one would be Coco Jones. She played in the new remake of that Fresh Prince stuff on Netflix or things on Netflix. Her. Man. And then maybe Tiana Taylor. Maybe Tiana Taylor too. And then and then this is a special one to throw in here though. But to play the older version of me, if they did some futuristic stuff or to see me in the future or something, I would have Angela Bassett play me. Cause I love Angela Bassett so much, and I just I don't know if they would ever do that in a biopic, but Angela Bassett would have to play me some sort of way. I don't know, but she'd have to play me.
I think we could work it in there for sure.
That reminds me of a line from What's Love Got to Do with It that my friends always bring up whenever they want me to do something, and that's eat the cake, anime.
I be saying that to Isaiah sometimes, and he just look at me like I'm crazy.
Alright, so we got the soundtrack, we casted Joseline. Every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people in your movie, and who would play them?
Ooh, that's a good question. Wow, that's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like your fiance has to be one of them at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Who would play him? I'm dang, is there any bald head with beard actors? I don't know. He would definitely have to be in there though. I don't know who would play him, but he would definitely have to be in there because I like our dynamic together also. So I would really want people to see how we really interact with each other on a daily basis. That's why I said me and him are going to start making like a lot more content so people can see how we really are together. But he would definitely be in there. Somebody, I don't know, somebody to play my brother. I'm trying to think like who would play these people, but I don't know.
Well, we could leave it up to the director and just have 3 people you would that would be supporting cast in your movie.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So definitely like my fiance, my brother, and I don't know, like one of my parents. Maybe Angela Bassett could play my mom, you know. But but she'll be in there somewhere. I don't know, either my mom or my dad, one of them. They're toss up. I can't choose who. But
Alright, this sounds like a great movie so far. Pre-order tickets now. Alright, maybe maybe I read too much into things. Are you a Teen Titans fan?
yes, I am.
Can you tell us about your love of the Teen Titans?
See, I love Teen Titans when they were like the original drawing that they had, you know, when they looked a little more realistic.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of it then. I used to watch the English and the Japanese dubs of it. And then like I mean I watched Teen Titans Go. I enjoy Teen Titans Go, but like I like the style of the original Teen Titans, but I like how they give Beast Boy these singing numbers. Like it cracks me up for some reason, but like, I like to see characters singing and stuff and whatnot. He be having some bangers. So
Yes. The one for Terror has been stuck in my head for so long.
see, like he be having some bangers. So it's just like I like both of them. And then I got that purple gear made, and I got that purple gear made, and I had to wear some red hair, and it was so unintentional that like when I got it made, I really actually wasn't even thinking about Starfire, but then when I seen it and put it on, I was like, oh dang, this is like some Starfire type gear. And then when I had wrestled with red hair, people were like, oh my god, are you like Starfire? So now I have orange hair, and like people, and then when I wear the purple gear again, they're like, oh, you know. And then now, you know, and it's Halloween time, so people are like, oh, you cosplaying the Starfire? Like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm. It's just a coincidence. Like, so.
Are you a fan of just the cartoons, or do you do you read the comic books as well?
I had started watching the cartoon first, and then you know I got into the comic books and stuff of it. But I definitely started watching that cartoon first. I'm a big like anime and manga fan also, so it's just like.
Alright, and this is where it goes off the rails. Tell us your love of anime.
So I've been a fan of it for a long time. Like me and my brother, like we just sit and like binge watch animes and stuff when we had the time to, because like you know we were athletes and you know we have school and all that, so you know we had to spend a lot of time doing other stuff. But then when we had that free time, we'd be like, oh, let's watch this anime. Let's watch this anime. Like, so we, you know, watch. We've been anime fans for a long time, so you know it's cool to get our significant others watching anime and stuff. Like, and a lot of wrestlers are anime fans, and like I got the Teen Titans shirts made, and I'm like, I want to do all my shirts and like style of, you know, anime like shows and whatnot. So I think my next shirt is gonna be something of some anime of some sort. I don't know which one yet, but it's widely popular amongst wrestlers though. Like people will be really surprised. Like it's very it's widely popular amongst us. A lot of us really like anime. We'll be at shows talking about it and whatnot. A lot of people's gear are styled off of anime characters. So,
Well, I'm a massive anime fan. Right now I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt. So,
I love Dragon Ball Z. Love Dragon Ball Z.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite anime?
Let me see. I don't know. I just finished. Like, I was watching it for a while and I stopped watching it, and then I finished watching it. There's one called Fairy Tail. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Really like that one. I'm trying to think. My mind is going like a million miles a minute right now. But really like that one. Obviously, you know, everybody loves like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like this. I mean, stuff like that. I don't know. I think right now it would be Fairy Tail though. I also like how a lot of voice actors in anime do multiple shows.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's just like, oh, this person has played on this show and this show and this show.
You know, obviously with wrestlers, when it comes to like autograph sessions, obviously you want to see certain wrestlers, and you know because when you see the wrestler, that's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to like the anime, I always felt like, well, they're not like meeting the voice actors. It's always been like, well, I haven't really like they're not really that person. They just voice that person. But when it came to Christopher Sabat, who's literally every character on every anime, I was like, yeah, I have to see this guy.
Literally, he's on like a million animes. I'm just like, wow, like, he making all his money.
Yes, like I was thinking, like I don't think there's ever been a time in my life where I haven't heard his voice in my life.
Right, exactly.
Alright.
Exactly.
What is the chocolate goddess's favorite chocolate?
Between Kit Kat bars, Reese sticks, and Reese cups, but also chocolate in other countries tastes way better than American chocolate. So like my favorite chocolate on that instance, it's probably Dominican chocolate. It's so good, so fresh. I've been to their chocolate factory in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and I ate it fresh out of the factory. It's by far the best chocolate I've ever had, and I've had a lot of different, chocolates. So that's the one right there.
It's really interesting, and you're really making me want to try that. For sure.
It's so worth it.
Alright. On to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
See, I don't like pineapples at all, so I don't want pineapple on my pizza, near my pizza. It's just, I mean, like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But I'm against it, but that's because I don't like pineapples, so.
Alright. What's your spirit Pokemon?
My spirit Pokemon. Snorlax. I love sleeping. Like, I tell Isaiah this all the time. Like, if I could be a professional sleeper, that's what I would do. Like,
I think that's the dream for everybody.
I don't go to sleep until tomorrow, and I don't wake up until last week. And I only took home bronze in the sleeping Olympics. So
sleeping is incredible. Like, oh man, if I could sleep all day. You know what I did? When I came back from Trinidad from doing some shows, I was back on Monday, and I just I came home, took a shower, and I just went to bed. It was still daylight. I was like, I'm going to bed. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I didn't talk to anybody till the next day. So
Points are given for fluid adjustment of position. Points are deducted for snoring and screaming in your sleep.
Exactly. See? That's perfect.
Where is the question that will be asked on a wrestling interview? Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, Sweeto.
Not the country.
An actual rock.
Yeah. Sure. If I'm getting paid to wrestle a rock, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some googly eyes on it. Maybe draw a mouth on it, but I'm definitely going to put some googly eyes on it. And then, I'm going to make this real entertaining. Yeah. I'm like, who you looking at like that? And then they're gonna pan over to the rock. And it's just going to be the rock just sitting there, googly eyes. And then,
Yeah. Well, just for context, there's this wrestler named Psycho Mike that wrestled an actual rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match, an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
I love that. That's hilarious.
And on the show, we love the late great Tracy Smothers. Do you know the acronym for THUG? THUG.
Oh my God! He told me it before actually. Damn, I don't remember what it stood for.
T is for terrible. H is for hell. U is for ugly. And G is for jail, 'cause a thug can't spell.
Oh man.
Did you meet Tracy?
Yeah, I met him a few times actually.
What were those encounters like? Because we love Tracy Smothers.
He was a great dude, really. Like, if you ask him to watch our match, he'll watch it and give you some critiques. Very friendly in the locker room, made everybody feel comfortable and whatnot. We loved him up here at AIW. So when he passed, a lot of people up here took it hard. He's great. He's a great person for the area, and he's definitely missed.
Oh, for sure. We're trying to keep the memory alive here on Wrestling With. Alright, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Somewhere signed. I need to be signed somewhere. I want to be signed tomorrow, but I'll settle for next year,
No, I get that.
But yeah, but definitely 5 years from now, I'd like to be signed. I would like for Isaiah to be signed, and us traveling the world together, traveling the world wrestling and eating. Emphasis on the eating. Just living life, enjoying wrestling, creating some other business ventures and stuff. Just 5 years from now, doing some great stuff. Not that I'm not doing anything great now, but doing some great stuff.
No, I absolutely get that. And what's a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what Joseline Navarro is all about?
Honestly, you go and watch all of them from 2020 on up. I've been doing my best work. 2022, I done put out my best work, But anything from, we're not even gonna say 2020. We're gonna go 2021, 2022. Anything from 2021 or 2022. Watch that. That I've been putting on my best work. Everybody will see that I really should be more places, and I will be more places. But will see that I'm one of the best, So
Alright, if I could make a suggestion, could I put the match with Thunder Rosa in the description of the video for people to see after this interview?
yeah, that's fine.
Alright, great. I will absolutely do that. You can watch the match with Thunder Rosa versus Joseline Navarro after this if you haven't already seen it or want to see it after this. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Greatest wrestler of all time. Oh my God. Out of the men, I'm gonna give it to Shawn Michaels.
Okay. Worst wrestler.
Oh man. Oh man. I don't know. I'm gonna just throw a name out there. I'm gonna just somebody I just don't like. I'm gonna say Jerry Lawler. I hate Jerry Lawler.
Okay then. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Right now it would probably be Athena.
Ooh, interesting. If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Anybody's theme music. Maybe Trish Stratus. Okay, yeah, Trish Stratus. Steve Austin. Eddie Guerrero. Mark Henry. And the Shield when they was coming through the crowd. Like, I need the song and the entrance, like the exact entrance, how all these people did it.
Alright, I love that. I really do. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Dead, but it needs to come back. It needs to come back.
We also would have accepted is quite good on toast.
Yeah.
Squash. Fruit or vegetable?
Vegetable. I don't really like fruit. I don't like that.
Well, it is a fruit. Tomato logic.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
She didn't hear squash, James.
Huh?
She didn't hear you say squash.
Oh.
I thought you... Yeah, I thought you were just asking me fruit or vegetable. My bad.
Oh, my God. Well, squash. It's a fruit.
Is it? Spoiler.
Yeah, I completely messed that up. Okay. New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
I love this question. I guess the appropriate, it would be like, you can give us some like under cheek and maybe a little bit up higher, but like not it can't just be like all up between your cheeks, like it's you give a nice little bit of cheek action, but not
So, not exactly hungry cheeks, but not exactly starving cheeks either.
yes.
There you go.
That happy medium.
Happy medium. Alright. And the main event, the last question, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No.
And that is the correct answer. That will conclude this interview. Thank you so much, Joseline, for coming on and doing this with us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Once again, where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
You can find me on Instagram at Joseline__Navarro. You can find me on Facebook at Joseline Navarro. And on Twitter, you can find me at Jas_E_Navarro. And my merch link is on there as well. And I'll be starting a website soon, so soon you'll be able to find it on there.
And there's no need to go typing that into your Google machine. Simply go into the description of the video below or on YouTube and Castbox, and all of those links will be there. Simply click the link, a new tab will appear on whatever device you're on. You have no excuse. You've been listening to her for an hour. Buy a damn shirt.
Thank you. Please buy a shirt.
Yeah. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. Of course, this is sponsored by Word Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for incredible new interviews. Follow the show at WRESTLINGWITHE on Twitter for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and much more. And on Instagram at WRESTLINGWITHE as well. You can follow me personally at JamesJ993. What can we find, Scooter?
My stand-up comedy tour only lasts for another 2 weeks, live from Camp Lejeune, free water for all admission, and of course, find me on Twitter at ScooterDust. Find me, James, and Ryan Dust hosting the Remix on YouTube, the premier audio companion experience for all your alternate commentary needs for WWE premium live events. The next time we come to you, Survivor Series, War Games, and of course, revel in my buffoonery as I engage in my first ever Dungeons and Dragons campaign, along with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan over at twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
Now, Jocelyn, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment.
All right.
For our very special guest, Joseline Navarro, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.